38. Religion and the greatest creator. First, we must understand what religion is. Religion is a spiritual and psychological activity through which man gets to know, believe in, worship, and follow gods and Buddhas. Strictly speaking, only Christianity and Buddhism are true religions. Although Islam and Catholicism are also religions, their excessive administrative interference in secular affairs means that they cannot be considered pure religions. Although Hinduism predates Buddhism, it can only be seen as a source of Buddhism. Sikhism is a hybrid derivative of Indian Bhakti movement and Islamic Sufism, and its content can be found in Buddhist scriptures and the Quran, so it does not have an independent ideological system. Taoism in China mainly emphasizes the unity of man and nature, the interaction between man and nature, and does not have a set theory about gods, so it can only be seen as a kind of social activity of human beings, and not a spiritual and psychological activity of understanding, believing, worshipping and following gods and Buddhas. Shintoism in Japan is a hybrid of Buddhism and Taoism and has no new content or system. Roman Catholicism, Protestantism, Eastern Orthodoxy, and other denominations are branches of Christianity, without independent philosophical systems. The original religions were mainly worship of ghosts, ancestors, totems, and idols, without a complete understanding of gods. Therefore, they can only be regarded as a social activity of people and cannot rise to the height of religion. Ancient Egyptian religion, ancient Babylonian religion, worship of the Emperor of Heaven during the Yin and Zhou dynasties in China, Phoenician religion, Hittite religion, Vedic religion, ancient Iranian religion, and so on, were basically the evolution of primitive religions, mainly worshipping nature or natural forces, without a perfect understanding of God. Therefore, they can only be regarded as a social activity and cannot become pure spiritual and psychological activities. Zoroastrianism, called the worship of fire in Chinese history, had its own independent understanding of God and was later absorbed by Christianity and Buddhism. Its essence can be found in the classics of Christianity and Buddhism. The essence of the two teachings, three levels, theory of Manichaeism, called Mingjiao in China, can also be found in the classics of Christianity and Buddhism, but it cannot be regarded as an independent and perfect system. Brahmanism is essentially Vedic religion, a religion in ancient India, whose gods were mainly personified natural phenomena. Its 3 paths and 4 lives theory was corrected and promoted by Shakyamuni. Hinduism has a long history and a vast content, but it lacks a clear idea and route, giving people a sense of confusion and being at a loss. Therefore, it cannot be called a religion. Jainism has a long history and an independent theoretical system. Its essence has been included in Buddhism, and its dross has been overturned by science. It cannot continue to survive as a religion. Strictly speaking, Judaism is not a religion of God, but a religion of the greatest creator. Its scriptures mainly include the Old Testament part of the Christian Bible. However, as a religion of the greatest creator, it is not perfect and cannot answer the minimum questions about the characteristics of the greatest creator, making people unconvinced. Although the Kirtan and the Bhakti movement pursue spiritual perception and love for God, it confuses the greatest creator and gods, and its leader does not recognize it as a religion, but as a scientific movement, which also confuses science and religion. Therefore, we can only regard it as a manifestation of ancient Indian philosophy in the current stage and cannot rise to the level of religion. Other small religious groups are blind spiritual and emotional pursuits of some people's emotional and spiritual emptiness, wanting to get rid of loneliness and seek group recognition or comfort, like a group of people gathering together to chat and relieve boredom, which cannot become a religion. In the future, only Christianity and Buddhism will remain as religions, and the rest will gradually decline with the development of science and human progress. Christianity and Buddhism are 2 relatively independent and relatively complete religions, but they are also 2 conflicting religions. However, as a social phenomenon, religion will inevitably disappear over time and all religions, beliefs, schools of thought will be unified into one uniform belief system. How can all religions be unified into one uniform belief system? Let's take a look at the religions that have appeared in history. At the beginning of each religion, all its followers were firmly convinced that their religion was the only true religion that would exist forever and that other religions were all evil cults and heresies. However, with the development of time, the progress of mankind, and especially the flourishing of science, those religions have all faded out from the stage of history. Then, can Christianity and Buddhism exist forever? We have to ask the greatest creator to answer this question. Can the greatest creator create two mutually contradicting religions? If this question is not easy to answer, we might as well ask directly, was religion created by the greatest creator? If the answer is yes, then the disappearance of religions and the mutual contradictions between different religions can only prove the disorganized thinking of the greatest creator. However, the greatest creator we recognize is not like that. If the answer is no, this shows that Christianity and Buddhism are not the religion of the greatest creator. Since religion is not created by the greatest creator, we can say it was created by humans, or by gods, or by Buddha. Regardless of whether it was created by humans, gods, or Buddha, if it contradicts itself, cannot answer all the questions raised by humans, and cannot explain all phenomena related to the universe, nature, and life, then this religion will be unable to continue guiding humanity. Therefore, no matter how much the followers of the religion cannot accept reality emotionally, the inevitable outcome of this religion is decline. Religion was progressive and drove the development of human history when it first appeared. But if we hold on to certain dogmas and use doctrines from 2,000 years ago to guide people's current activities, it will hinder the development of our spirituality. It is like dynasties in human history. When they were first established, they greatly promoted the development of social productivity and promoted social progress. However, as time went on, what was once progressive became outdated and became a shackle that hindered social development. As Marx analyzed, when a superstructure does not adapt to its economic foundation and production relations do not suit the development of productive forces, this superstructure and production relations will inevitably be eliminated and replaced by more advanced ones. The reason why science can always prevail is that it is constantly evolving. If Einstein held on to Newtonian mechanics, he could not have developed the theory of relativity. If we think that the theory of relativity is universally applicable, quantum mechanics would be difficult to develop. The development of mathematical history also proves that only through development can we have a future. By constantly exploring and advancing natural numbers, positive numbers, negative numbers, integers, fractions, irrational numbers, rational numbers, imaginary numbers, and complex numbers, we created a magnificent mathematical palace. If we still cling to natural numbers, deny the existence of other numbers, and do not explore, and try to solve all problems with natural numbers, humanity will still live in barbarism and ignorance in caves and tree branches. Do we still doubt the major trend in religion, which advocates for the unification of all religions into one belief system? We must continue to explore and advance, and it is necessary to predict the unification of all religions into one belief system in advance. The unification of all religions into one belief system does not mean that all religions are assimilated into one religion. It is no longer a spiritual and psychological activity of understanding the greatest creator, believing in the greatest creator, worshipping the greatest creator, and following the greatest creator, but rather a reverence and praise of the greatest creator. There is only one greatest creator in the universe, but there are countless gods. The greatest creator is not a god, and a god is not the greatest creator. Worshipping gods can only obscure people's vision. Only by worshipping the greatest creator can we have a clear direction forward. The unification of all religions into one belief system is the liberation of human nature, not another spiritual and mental shackle for humanity. It allows people to enjoy life freely, rather than being bound to a church or temple to perform tedious rituals. The unification of all religions into one belief system means equality for all, not setting up more popes, spiritual leaders, priests, and monks to dictate people's lives and actions. The unification of all religions into one belief system does not have fixed scriptures and doctrines, but it is about promoting all the wisdom achievements of humanity. The unification of all religions into one belief system is no longer about followers of different religions. Everyone is a follower, and at the same time, nobody is a follower. All people are children of the greatest creator, not of any particular deity or Buddha. In essence, the unification of all religions into one belief system is the true religion of the greatest creator. Although it is called a religion, it is not actually a religion. Will Christianity and Buddhism really exit the historical stage? There are many people in the world who are fervently spreading their faith, which is commendable. I hope that everyone participates in religious activities. However, every preacher must be clear about the essence of the religion they are preaching and must be able to answer all questions about the greatest creator or Buddha. If you are ambiguous or unsure, and can't even figure it out yourself, you may misinterpret the scriptures. Everyone who participates in religious activities must continue to ask questions and ask why. Once, a pair of elderly Christian missionaries zealously preached to me. They had been preaching for 40 years and could almost recite the entire Bible. Unexpectedly, they encountered such a greenhorn like me and were bombarded with a series of questions, including who planted the tree of knowledge in the Garden of Eden and what its purpose was. I made the situation extremely awkward, and I had hoped to gain a lot of knowledge about the Bible from them, but instead, I hurt the feelings of the two elderly people, and I still feel guilty about it today. From my personal perspective, the most successful propagators of the Bible on earth today are the Jehovah's Witnesses. They are a group of wise, kind, and sincere people. If everyone in the world became a Jehovah's Witness, it would be the embryonic form of heaven on earth. Their publications, The Watchtower, and Awake, are collections of all-encompassing wisdom. But there are no perfect people, organizations, or religions in the world. I once asked my Jehovah's Witness Bible teacher, are Adam and Eve the common ancestors of mankind? The answer was yes. Then I asked, are they also the ancestors of African blacks? The teacher didn't know how to answer. Because if the answer is yes, it proves the correctness of Darwin's theory of evolution, that white people can become black, and black people can become white, which invisibly denies the theory of God creating humans. If the answer is no, then it means that Adam and Eve are not the common ancestors of mankind, which invisibly denies the truth of the Bible. Christianity is like this, then what about Buddhism? In today's world, there is a famous Buddhist master and a well-known lay Buddhist among Chinese people who can be said to be well-versed in Buddhist scriptures. I have carefully read their books or lectures and deeply felt their spiritual excellence and outstanding talent. Their contribution to the dissemination of Buddhism is immeasurable. However, even the best gems have flaws, but flaws do not mean that gems are not precious. Only artificial gems and glass have no flaws. Even people who have such profound knowledge of Buddhism are spreading ignorant knowledge. For example, one person said that as long as mosquitoes do not bite on the face but on other parts of the body, they should be allowed to eat their fill. We should not kill mosquitoes because killing mosquitoes is killing. Another person is very sympathetic to cockroaches and allows them to run wild in the kitchen without interference. Once, 2 cockroaches climbed onto the dining table, but the person couldn't bear to drive them away. This kind of love and compassion for life is worthy of promotion. The problem is this what Buddhism teaches about kindness? Buddha teaches, all sentient beings are equal. What are sentient beings? Buddha Shakyamuni told Subhuti in the Diamond Sutra, all bodhisattvas and mahasattvas should subdue their minds as follows, all living beings born from eggs, wombs, humidity or by transformation, with or without form, either thoughtful or thoughtless, and neither thoughtful nor thoughtless are all led by me to the final nirvana for the extinction of reincarnation. This clearly tells us that not only humans, animals, insects, microorganisms, bacteria, etc., are life, but also mountains, stones, fields, clouds, rain, and snow are life. Not only visible objects are life, but also invisible things that people cannot see are life. Not only things with consciousness and thoughts are life, but also things without consciousness and thoughts are life. In the meaning of life, all sentient beings are equal. We should show mercy and compassion to all living beings and cannot kill them at will. This should be the true meaning of kindness in Buddhism. However, kindness has principles and is mutual. Kindness must be based on the basis of not harming each other. Unprincipled kindness actually leads to ignorance. Mosquitoes should have their own food and activity areas. They should not eat people and harass humans. When they live in the pond, we have no reason to harm them. But when they exceed their own living area and come to eat people, they turn to evil. Do we still need to show kindness to evil things? Cockroaches are insects and should live in their own territory. The kitchen is where humans live, not a place where cockroaches can do whatever they want. If we do not restrain them, how should we deal with rats, flies, fleas, bedbugs, centipedes, millipedes, cobras, etc.? If kindness is practiced without principle, then a large number of weeds will grow in the fields. What should farmers do? Weeds are also living beings, but if we follow the views of monks and laymen, farmers can only let them spread uncontrollably, but what will happen as a result? Humans will have nothing to eat. What should we do if we have wounds on our bodies? There are a large number of bacteria living at every wound. If we apply medicine or bandage it, we will inevitably kill those bacteria. Shall we watch the wound fester and suppurate? What should we do when a spider makes a web in the bedroom? If we destroy it, isn't that cruel to the spider? If we don't destroy it, shall we watch flies, mosquitoes, and moths get trapped in the web and let the spider devour them? Every seed of a plant is a living life. Should we grind these lives into flour to eat or not eat? There are tens of thousands of bacteria living in every glass of water. Should we drink it or not? When we walk, every step we take, every footstep kills tens of thousands of living beings under our feet. Shall we stop walking? Did Sun Wukong make a mistake when he fought the white bone demon 3 times? Should all the police be disbanded and go home to hug their children? No wonder the areas where Buddhism prevails have relatively dirty and chaotic sanitary environments. It turns out that it is to protect life. No wonder people in Buddhist countries know how to protect themselves and dare not, nor are they willing to stop the evil things around them and let them run rampant in the world. It turns out that they all have a kind heart. The purpose of religion should first be to liberate people, break the shackles that bind human nature, and let people live happier, freer, and more blessed lives, rather than add many more shackles. The more rules and regulations there are, the further away from the teachings of God and Buddha. Religion seems to be somewhat related to ignorance. The greatest creator did not create religion. Religion is a reflection of human emotions. After the unification of all religions, beliefs, schools of thought into one belief system, the greatest creator will directly manage humanity, and the wisdom of Jesus, Sakyamuni, Muhammad, and Lao Tzu will not be forgotten but will be greatly developed.